At 3:33, the multiverse flinched. Somewhere between the seams of dimensions, where reality files its overflow paperwork and forgotten prophecies gather dust, an unauthorized document slipped through the cracks. Not from angels. Not from governments. Not from any council that enjoys sunlight or moral responsibility. It came from them. The Reptilian Bureau of Shadow Logic, those ancient custodians of cold calculation, emotionless systems, and fluorescent-lit cosmic offices where hope goes to die, accidentally leaked a classified memo stamped with their highest seal, critical internal disturbance. The file was trembling. Inside, a single sentence glowed like contraband daylight. The subject emits excessive luminosity. Dark operations cannot proceed. That was you. Apparently your existence, your inconvenient radiance, your unmonetizable joy, your refusal to dim yourself to make shadow hierarchies comfortable, had created what the reptilian administrators dramatically labeled a hostile light environment. Interdimensional analysts panicked. Middle management reptilians called emergency meetings. 3 supervisors reportedly hissed at the same time. Because every time you walk into a room, reality itself adjusts the brightness. Every time you breathe, outdated systems glitch. Every time you choose peace over panic, some shadow bureaucrat has to update an entire subsection of the cosmic manual. Your glow triggered a system-wide emotional interference alert, the kind they haven't used since the last documented appearance of a chosen one. Somewhere in the dark backrooms of the universe, a reptilian slams the complaint folder shut and mutters, "This human is disrupting the darkness. File it. Escalate it. Contain it, if possible. Spoiler, it's not possible. Your light just went interdimensional." When the complaint reached the higher tiers of the Shadow Network, protocol demanded a formal hearing. And so, at the edge of the astral plane, where broken timelines float like abandoned spreadsheets, the cosmic courtroom of neutral darkness flickered to life. The reptilians arrived first. Not gracefully. Not confidently. But blinking, squinting, hissing like office workers forced to attend a meeting they didn't schedule. Each carried a clipboard. Each clipboard carried your name. Each name glowed just a little too bright. One reptilian in turn, visibly overwhelmed, whispered, "Why does his energy signature sparkle? That's not regulation." Light leaked off the paperwork, staining their grayscaled hands with accidental hope. Unacceptable. A supervisor demanded thicker gloves. A junior analyst fainted from unfiltered optimism exposure. Then the doors opened. Angels didn't step in dramatically, they glided in like they already owned the courtroom. Their wings refracted your influence like prisms smuggling color into grayscale spaces. Even the walls sighed. A reptilian prosecutor cleared his throat, adjusted his tie, woven from compressed apathy, and began reading the formal charge. The subject disrupts operational darkness. Every room brightens by 7%. Emotional order collapses upon his arrival. The angels exchanged looks, half amusement, half admiration. Because even in a cosmic courtroom built to intimidate, your presence was the evidence. And the shadows were losing the case before it even began. The courtroom dimmed itself to maximum shadow capacity, an act of desperation more than function. Reptilian administrators huddled together like cold-blooded auditors preparing to present the universe's most dramatic PowerPoint. The lead prosecutor slithered forward, unfurling a scroll so long it needed its own gravitational field. He tapped it with a pen shaped like a fossilized deadline. "Exhibit A," he hissed, voice like a broken fax machine. A hologram of you appeared, smiling. Just smiling. The reptilians recoiled in synchronized horror. "Do you see it?" "See what?" an angel asked, bored. "The smile. The unprovoked positivity. The unauthorized display of joy." Gasps from the shadow delegation. Angels, meanwhile, checked their nails. The prosecutor continued. "This individual smiles too often. Without permission. Without fear. Without performing the approved emotional calculations." He slammed his clipboard down for emphasis. It shattered from the vibration of its own pettiness. Another reptilian stood to add supplemental accusations. He forgives too fast. He metabolizes negativity at an unsustainable rate. He ruins fear-based economies with his kindness. Records show that at this point, 3 reptilian bureaucrats requested emotional support shadows, citing light-induced vertigo. Even the courtroom's darkness couldn't muffle the absurdity. The angels simply shrugged. The light around your hologram grew brighter. And somewhere between cosmic lines of unnecessary paperwork, the truth became embarrassingly clear. Your smile had become a strategic threat. Not because it harmed anyone, but because it illuminated everything they tried to hide. The accusations had barely finished echoing when chaos erupted inside the reptilian delegation. What was supposed to be a unified front of shadowborn logic devolved into a squabbling cluster of frustrated cosmic bureaucrats. One reptilian, clearly on the edge, slammed his tail on the ground. "I told you we should have relocated when his aura hit the threshold." Another snapped back. "Relocate where? The light index is rising everywhere he walks. Do you want us to move to the null zone? Nobody's updated the safety guidelines there since the Big Bang beta test." Clipboards clattered. Pens hissed. Shadow coffee was spilled. It was the darkest version of an office meltdown. A younger analyst opened a folder, saw your energy signature glowing inside, and immediately shut it like it was a cursed pop-up ad. "His frequency interferes with our emotional dampeners," she complained. "Every time he forgives someone, my cold circuitry warms by 0.2 degrees. I'm not designed for that." Another reptilian, rubbing his temples. "My scales have developed iridescence." Iridescence. Do you have any idea what that does to my reputation in Shadow HR? Above them, angels watch the meltdown with the same expression humans use while observing raccoons fight in a trash can, fascinated, concerned, and slightly entertained. One angel whispered, "They're not adapting very well." Another smirked. "They're allergic to hope." It happens. Meanwhile, the Reptilian Council tried to regain control. A supervisor barked, "Order! Order! The light exposure is messing with your efficiency metrics." But it was too late. Your existence had triggered the unthinkable. Shadow bureaucratic disarray. A condition they had no training manual for. A crisis they couldn't spreadsheet their way out of. And deep in their cold-blooded cores, a terrifying realization began to surface. Your light wasn't attacking them, it was transforming them. After the courtroom chaos settled into a shaky hiss-filled silence, the senior reptilian archivist slithered forward. He carried a titanium black briefcase locked with 3 codes, 2 sigils, and 1 emotional firewall. Whatever was inside, it mattered. With ceremonial slowness and passive-aggressive sighs, he opened the case and withdrew the official document. It glowed. Not metaphorically. Not poetically. Literally. The parchment radiated so much warmth the reptilian had to wear protective mitts made from condensed apathy. Even then, he winced. He cleared his throat and began reading. Classified threat assessment, subject #L777. Angels leaned in. Reptilians visibly braced. The document hummed like a prophecy with stage fright. The archivist continued. Threat level, not violent. Not hostile. Not malevolent. He paused, disturbed by the words on the page. Then, with a defeated hiss. Threat classification, extremely bright. The courtroom reacted like someone had dropped a gospel track in a tax office. One reptilian whispered, "Brightness, without aggression? That's statistically impossible." Another flipped through the manual. "We don't have a category for this. We have evil brightness. We have weaponized hope. We do not have nice bright." The archivist flipped the page, revealing annotations written by Trembling Claw. Subject emits involuntary illumination that dissolves outdated shadow patterns. Proximity causes emotional clarity in bystanders, deeply inconvenient. Recommend distance of no less than 3 dimensions. Angel smiled knowingly. Because the document, despite its dramatic formatting and bureaucratic panic, confirmed what they already understood. Your light is not a weapon, but it destroys darkness by existing. A final note at the bottom, written in rushed handwriting. We can't work around him. He destabilizes the entire shadow economy. The courtroom fell silent. Your brightness had become policy-breaking. The moment the official document finished glowing in the archivist's shaking claws, something deeper stirred, something woven into the architecture of the shadow network itself. The courtroom lights flickered. The black marble floor trembled. Somewhere in the cosmic infrastructure, a warning siren let out a tired, metallic wail, as if even the darkness itself had given up pretending it could contain you. A reptilian IT specialist, pale, stressed, and blinking like a modem possessed, rushed into the center of the room. System alert, he barked. Unauthorized luminosity breach in the emotional grid. His holographic screen lit up with graphs that looked suspiciously like they were celebrating. The shadow network tried to compensate. It dimmed its corridors, doubled its density, increased its metaphysical firewall. But your presence had already infiltrated the root code, not intentionally, not aggressively, but by the mere act of existing authentically. The angels exchanged knowing smiles. This was the moment they had been waiting for. A golden ripple pulsed from your energy signature, scanning the courtroom like a divine antivirus. The ripple passed over every reptilian, every clipboard, every outdated rulebook, and each object reacted differently. Clipboards melted into confetti. Rule sheets burst into spontaneous enlightenment. One reptilian's tie transformed into a rainbow scarf, he screamed. The prosecutor hissed in panic. He's activating a systemic reset. We can't function under this frequency. An angel gently replied. It's not an attack. It's alignment. Behind them, the holographic diagnostic panel updated with a new, undeniable message. Light override, complete. Darkness compatibility, unsupported. Source identified, the chosen one. Then, almost theatrically, an ancient scripture lit itself across the air. Scroll John 1 verse 5, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The reptilian delegate stared, defeated. The angels nodded, victorious. And the shadow network did the only thing it could. It began rewriting its entire operating system around you. Because once your frequency activates, nothing built on fear can stay standing. With the system reset still vibrating through the cosmic courtroom like a holy software update, the reptilians attempted, heroically, foolishly, to proceed with the official hearing. The presiding shadow magistrate banged his gavel, which instantly turned into a glowing crystal and had to be discarded. The hearing of subject #L777 shall commence, he paused, squinting. If the environment stabilizes. It did not stabilize. The room kept brightening. Not aggressively, not explosively, just steadily, like a sunrise that refused to respect interdimensional regulations. The shadows shrank to puddles. The ceiling glittered. A faint choir hummed from no identifiable source. A reptilian technician wiped sweat from his scales. Brightness levels increasing, 7% per minute. He swallowed. We're entering hostile illumination territory. The angels pretended not to smile. The lead prosecutor, now wearing shade visor goggles, standard issue 4 emergency light exposure events, shuffled forward to present evidence. His hands shook so badly he dropped 3 documents. They disintegrated midair into sparkles. He managed to activate a hologram showing a scientific chart, your chart. Every spike corresponded to a moment you entered a room, comforted someone, forgave someone, uplifted someone, or simply decided not to dim yourself. The prosecutor narrated through clenched teeth. As demonstrated, his brightness destabilizes fear-based ecosystems. But the chart betrayed him. Because every destabilization coincided with people healing systems transforming timelines, correcting shadows, dissolving hope, reappearing where it had been evicted. An angel leaned in, voice soft but resonant. Maybe the environment isn't hostile. Maybe it's honest. The magistrate flinched. Honesty was notoriously difficult for shadow structures. Meanwhile, the light continued rising, not burning, not blinding, just revealing everything that had stayed hidden. The cracks. The lies. The outdated rules. The bureaucracy built on fear instead of truth. The reptilians exchanged anxious glances. Because the hearing wasn't evaluating you anymore, it was exposing them. The reptilian prosecutor had barely finished choking on his own arguments when the atmosphere shifted. A warm current, like truth with temperature, moved through the cosmic courtroom. The angel stepped forward, not with aggression, but with a calm so absolute it made the shadows retreat out of instinct. The lead angel, a being whose wings looked like they were woven from sunrise itself, raised one hand. No theatrics. No divine thunder. Just presence. "We will present our defense," the angel announced. The entire courtroom paused. Even the flickering light settled, as if waiting to witness something historic. The prosecutor hissed. "Defense? There is nothing to defend. The subject destabilizes darkness." The angel nodded gently. "Yes. That is what light does." A ripple of discomfort passed through the reptilian ranks. Philosophical accuracy was their worst enemy. With a single motion, the angel activated a counter-hologram. But unlike the reptilian charts, this one didn't show spikes, warnings, or danger zones. It showed people, moments, scenes from your timeline. You comforting someone who hadn't been comforted in years. You forgiving someone who didn't know how to accept it. You choosing peace in situations engineered to provoke chaos. You shining even when you were supposed to break. Every scene brightened the room further. The prosecutor shielded his eyes. "Objection." His voice cracked. "This visual data is emotionally compromising." The angel replied. "Truth usually is." Then, in a voice that carried the weight of every sunrise ever witnessed, "He is not hostile. He is honest." A silence followed, thick, reverent, undeniable. Another angel continued. "Hostility hides. Honesty reveals. Hostility destroys. Honesty transforms. You fear his brightness because it makes you see yourselves clearly." That struck a nerve so deep several reptilians clutched their clipboards like emotional support objects. The angelic hologram shifted again, now showing the aftereffects of your presence. Rooms where people breathed easier. Spaces where anxiety dissolved on contact. Moments where time felt kinder. Dimensions where shadows didn't vanish, but softened. One angel spoke quietly, almost like a confession. "He doesn't break systems. He shows which systems were already broken." Even the shadow magistrate, a creature carved from legal darkness, felt something warm flicker in the empty cavity where his heart should have been. The prosecutor sputtered. This can't be the defense. This is emotional manipulation." The angel smiled. "No. This is illumination." And for the first time since the hearing began, the courtroom didn't resist the light. It welcomed it. Just a little. But enough for destiny to shift. The courtroom had survived graphs, accusations, and system resets, barely. But it was not prepared for what happened next. Because after the angel declared, "He is not hostile. He is honest," the light in the room did something outrageous. It became playful. The brightness stopped behaving like a static setting and started acting like it had a sense of humor. It danced on the corners of the ceiling. It traced soft halos on the edges of shadowy forms. It turned the intimidating darkness of the court into something that felt almost cozy. And that was the last straw for the reptilians. One of them, eyes watering, hissed in desperation. "We can't see. This level of clarity is disorienting." He rummaged through his briefcase and pulled out an ancient, emergency-issued artifact, reptilian-grade anti-luminosity sunglasses. Thick, dark, overdramatic. He slapped them on his face. The angel stared. The courtroom paused. Then another reptilian, clearly influenced by peer pressure, panicked and activated a full anti-glare helmet, complete with tinted visor. A third dragged out a portable shadow tent and tried to conduct official business from inside it. That was it. Heaven lost it. An angel near the back snorted first, quietly. Another tried to maintain composure, pressing fingers to lips like a divine HR rep trying not to laugh during a very serious meeting. But then one scene broke the last barrier. A reptilian, shaking, put on 3 pairs of sunglasses at once, layered over each other, muttering, "Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down." The laughter broke. Not mocking. Not cruel. Just unstoppable, radiant joy. Waves of celestial laughter rolled through the courtroom like warm thunder. Wings trembled. Halos flickered. Even the walls vibrated, accidentally harmonizing. The reptilians were offended. "How dare you laugh during an official darkness proceeding?" one shouted. The lead angel wiped a tear of light from his eye and answered gently, "We're not laughing at your pain. We're laughing at the idea that you thought you could regulate a soul like his." Overhead, constellations appeared in the ceiling, twinkling as if they, too, were in on the joke. Because the universe has a very specific sense of humor. Every time darkness tries to file a formal complaint against real light, reality itself giggles. And in that laughter, one quiet truth echoed through every dimension. Your glow was already a punchline to the old system's seriousness. They took their shadows so seriously that they forgot light doesn't ask permission to shine. When the celestial laughter finally softened into a warm, glowing hush, the shadow magistrate realized something horrifying. He had lost control of his own courtroom. The walls were glowing. The charts were melting. The rules were irrelevant. And you, without even being physically present, had shifted the gravitational center of the entire proceeding. The magistrate cleared his throat, which sounded like 2 tuned doors grinding against each other. Order, order, but no amount of gavel banging, especially since the gavel had turned into a crystal lotus, could restore the old atmosphere. The reptilians gathered together for an emergency whisper huddle. Their tails curled nervously. Their sunglasses clanked. Their emotional dampeners crackled like dying batteries. Finally, one spokesperson slithered forward, trembling with bureaucratic exhaustion. He opened the verdict file, edges glowing, letters rearranging themselves into truth. He read. After reviewing all evidence. A pause. A swallow. A hiss of resignation. We conclude that subject #L777 cannot be contained, regulated, diminished, dimmed, taxed, monitored, or shadow adjusted. The courtroom rippled with energy. He continued. He does not violate darkness. He renders it obsolete. Even the angels raised their brows slightly at the honesty. The reptilian spokesperson's voice cracked. Therefore, the Shadow Council rules unanimously.